That's not a human.
Yes. It doesn't have nothing physical.
Hey, get back over here. Come here. Get over here. I'm not done with you. Go. Go over here.
2025, a passport fraud arrest at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport raised several legal questions, which unfolded at a TSA checkpoint and escalated into a felony arrest under Texas state law within roughly 11 minutes.
How you doing?
Who's the passenger?
So he's been changing his story now. He said he flies all the time, but now he say, "Oh no, I'm just going to arrivals now."
You're just doing what?
Now he's going to arrivals to pick up somebody. It's like, but he's like, "No, I travel all the time with that passport." Then now he start getting a little nervous. But there's nothing to be here. And you see, this one shouldn't be at all.
That shouldn't be there?
No, at all. We don't even know what is that.
It's like the little address that's circled in the black on that second page. It's the same address on every page. That's not a human.
Yes. It doesn't have nothing physical.
Hey, get back over here. Come here. Get over here. I'm not done with you. Go. Go over here. Is there would there be any reason for that to be fake?
No.
Do you have your ID on you?
They've already asked me all these questions.
Well, I'm asking you different questions. Can I get your ID?
I don't have a physical ID, sir.
You don't have a physical ID?
No.
Do you have
That's my only ID.
That's your only ID? Where are you from?
Huh?
Where are you from?
Plano.
Plano? Did you have a Texas ID ever?
I don't drive anymore. I'm not sure.
Okay. What's your first name?
Zen.
How do you spell that?
Z-E-N.
Z-E-N? I don't have your passport right now because you walked away. Last name?
Yang.
Y-A-N-G?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The culture. I appreciate it.
Huh?
I said a lot of cops can't spell that, so I appreciate your understanding.
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
culture.
Yeah, Yang. I mean, that's pretty easy.
No, they can't even spell Smith.
Really?
No.
Baker Ford, other Baker unit. Can you bring over his passport?
They basically told me I need to get a new passport.
Okay. What did they say?
It said I'm missing a page.
You're missing a page? Okay. Where are you flying to?
I'm not.
You're not flying?
I told them I want to go to D for arrivals, and American Airlines told me that I can catch Skylink through here, and I realized that was probably a bad idea. I should have taken the yellow.
But do you have a boarding pass or anything? For a flight to catch anyone?
Why
Okay.
would I have one?
I'm just wondering.
I got an American Airlines tag.
You got what?
I got a tag from American Airlines. Tag.
What's the tag for?
I don't know. They gave it to me.
They did?
AA did, yeah. That's my ID, buddy. Let's see my ID. That's my ID.
That's your ID?
Oh, that's the only ID I have.
Where do you live at right now?
Plano.
Oh, sorry. Huh?
Do you guys see the passport? Can I have your name so I
Yeah,
have to
go
make a
ahead.
report?
Did he show you guys a boarding pass?
No. Like I said, because we have this machine, it's called CAT machine. We only need the passport. We need the ID. So when we requested the ID, because the person that, but because I fly all the time, I don't know what's going on with this. But then I was like, okay, let me ask more questions. So, but where's your boarding pass? To see where was he going. And then he's like, oh, well, I don't have a boarding pass. I said, well, you don't have a boarding pass because, I'm just going to arrival. So now it changes like from flying all the time to I'm going to arrival. So it's like
Yeah.
So that's why we didn't request the boarding pass because only we needed the passport to scan it, and then it will pull all his information from his.
And it didn't scan.
Because there's no page.
Oh, it's missing.
There's no page. It's missing the the front page with your picture is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's completely gone.
Oh, it's not there.
It's
at
not
all.
there. So let me show you. I don't know. You guys need to look at it.
Is that it right there? Yeah, I see it's missing a page.
It's missing the page with his face on it.
Okay.
He has like a visa there.
I've never seen the address written in it. And that could just be me, but
If you stick it under the USB,
that's not on it.
That's not marking as.
That's not.
I know.
That's on.
We
almost
don't
everything.
recognize that. And then the only thing he has is this,
What's that?
like a visa from.
But the numbers on here
Vietnam?
don't match the one on the back.
Okay.
So this is the only thing that I don't know if this is his real name or somebody else's passport.
And that lighting that you put in there, that's not supposed to be there, right?
I mean, it's a
And
visa,
this
so I
one
don't
is a
know.
visa, yes, we're not
It's
sure.
from Vietnam.
Okay.
Well, like this marks,
That's not one.
no, that's not part of the U.S. passport over here at all.
Okay.
It should be nothing.
Should be nothing.
And then this one, yeah, this one should not be.
Shouldn't be
this one
highlighting
should
anything at all.
Nothing there.
Nothing highlight over
Okay.
here.
Do you guys have a normal one I can look at?
If I get another passport.
That would be great.
Copy.
So, same page.
No markings.
No markings.
Look right here at the
On the
camera,
front
please.
page. Shouldn't be that marking over there. This is a normal passport. This is what we see.
Okay.
And he's missing this page.
And this is a U.S. passport.
US.
Correct.
Yeah, same exact one.
Sarge. Sarge. So he presented this up there. He said he flies out all the time, but didn't present a boarding pass to him, but presented this because somebody told me he had to take a Skylink over to sea. But
Does he have
it's
it?
missing the first, no. He's saying no. But when he started questioning more and more, he started walking away, so I got him to sit. But he is missing the first page.
Okay.
But when you put it underneath the scanner, it has writing all through down here. And we pair it up against another one, a normal passport, and didn't have any writing. That's why I called you here. So,
Does he have another form of identification with him?
just what I ran from him on name and date of birth. He said he's here to pick up his friend, which is his uncle. Doesn't have any flight information.
Hey, sir, my ride is here. I'm gonna miss it.
You're detained right now.
Okay.
You have another form of identification on you?
I've been asked that 10 times, and TSA just took me a photo.
What?
TSA just took me a photo and left.
So 1 second here.
It's straight.
You're Vietnamese?
No, my wife is. I married her in 2013. It tells you my whole story.
This is your passport? Then I'm going to find out your real name from the previous time, right?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Yang. Zen Yang.
So this is not your passport.
No, that's my passport. Those are Vietnamese visas.
'Cause I don't even see where's the picture and stuff.
So it's missing. It's ripped out.
They obviously haven't been to Vietnam. I can tell from that.
Because he's presenting it as a real passport to try and get through the checkpoint. Same
Yeah,
thing.
when you shine it on their ID, the pages have writing all the way down in different language. But they get pulled in other customers and it doesn't have anything. Right.
And is there other than the first page, there's no way to determine.
TSA already scanned my barcode.
Alright, so the first page is ripped out of this thing.
Correct.
And then it's got, this is Vietnamese, and he's supposed to be Chinese, and this is not his name.
Okay,
So
so that's not okay. We're gonna just have
is there a way to determine by scanning this
We
barcode?
could call customs and see if that barcode shows up with anything. That's the only thing we could do.
Can you call them and see if you can figure out?
Do you have their
who
number?
I can just we can check.
Okay.
That's who it returns to.
So it's not.
No,
How'd you verify that?
this number right here. It's written on there.
That's figured. That's okay.
Okay.
So
And they're not able to get anything off this number. And you're saying these other pages have
writings and
writings in them.
I need you to put everything down, okay?
First legal question is whether the investigative detention satisfied the Fourth Amendment standard set in Terry versus Ohio. Terry, decided in 1968, requires specific and articulable facts that criminal activity is afoot, not a mere hunch. Here the officers could point to a missing biographical page, foreign markings under ultraviolet light, and a failed cap machine read. They could also point to a shifting travel narrative and 2 separate attempts by the subject to walk away mid-questioning. Under Illinois versus Wardlow, decided in 2000, unprovoked movement away from police contributes to the reasonable suspicion calculus. Taken together, these facts cleared the reasonable suspicion threshold with margin to spare and supported a brief investigative detention. Scope of the detention must also be evaluated under Florida versus Royer, the Supreme Court's 1983 airport detention decision. Royer holds that an investigative detention may not exceed what is reasonably necessary to confirm or dispel the officer's suspicion. Sears here pursued layered verification, examined the document, compared it to a genuine passport, and contacted Customs and Border Protection. Methodical sequence kept the detention within Royer's permissible scope and avoided ripening it into a de facto arrest. The next question is whether probable cause supported the arrest, applying the Beck versus Ohio standard from 1964. Beck requires facts and circumstances within the officer's knowledge sufficient to warrant a prudent person in believing an offense was committed. Document failing federal authentication, bearing unauthorized markings, and tied to a mismatched identity easily satisfies that standard. Substantive offense is governed by Texas Penal Code Section 37.10, tampering with a governmental record. Section A criminalizes presenting a record with knowledge of its falsity and with intent that it be taken as genuine. Passport falls squarely within the statute's definition of a governmental record because it is a document issued by the United States. Default tampering is a Class A misdemeanor, but the grade rises sharply based on the document type and the actor's intent. D2. The offense becomes a third-degree felony when the record is a similar document issued by the United States. United States passport is unambiguously a similar document under that subsection, placing the floor of liability at a third-degree felony. Under subsection D3, the offense rises to a second-degree felony where the actor's intent was to defraud or harm another. Presenting an altered passport at a federal security checkpoint is strong circumstantial evidence of intent to defraud the government. A second-degree felony in Texas carries a punishment range of 2 to 20 years in prison and a fine of up to $10,000. State charge does not foreclose federal prosecution under Title 18, United States Code, Section 1543. Federal statute criminalizes the forgery or false use of a United States passport and carries up to 10 years in federal prison. Where the alteration is tied to a federal crime of violence or drug trafficking, the maximum federal exposure rises to 25 years. Dual sovereignty doctrine permits successive state and federal prosecutions for the same conduct without violating double jeopardy. Miranda requirements were not triggered on scene because the subject was not subjected to custodial interrogation prior to the arrest declaration. Under Berkemer v. McCarty from 1984, Miranda warnings are not required during a Terry stage investigative detention. The subject's voluntary statements, including the deflection blaming a third party, are therefore admissible without a prior Miranda warning. Deflection is legally irrelevant because presentation of a known false record is itself the actus reus under Section 37.10.
Take the shoulder bag off. Take everything off. Set that down.
Handcuff me?
Just stand up. All right. So you are under arrest for tampering and government record. So basically fraud.
Funny. I never started arresting anyone for fraud. I must be the first one ever. No?
Happens.
There's a lot of different types of
It
fraud.
happens.
What's this? Am I going to the nice state jail felony or what is this?
We'll have to figure out what the charge is.
Oh.
It's tampering with the governmental record. We just don't know the level. It's more than likely a felony. So,
You ever my girlfriend did it?
huh?
You ever my girlfriend did it?
You're the one that presented it at the checkpoint.
Watch your step, okay?
Turn on the AC.
Here, let me move this for you. Okay. All right, go ahead.
I want to do it right.
There you go. So I'm gonna reach.
I haven't been to DFW jail. This will be the first time. They're gonna like me here.
It's a nice jail. They'll take care of you. They have food. You like food, right? Yeah. Okay.
The arresting officer earns an A- grade for clean articulation of detention status, layered verification, and calm custodial transition. TSA officers earn a B+, having correctly identified the authentication failure and referred the matter to peace officers without overreach. The subject earns a D, having presented a defective document, given a shifting narrative, and attempted to walk away from active investigation. The department itself earns an A-, reflecting evident training in the consensual encounter, detention, and arrest escalation framework. Several lessons emerge from this footage that travelers, attorneys, and law enforcement trainers should take seriously. An investigative detention is not optional. Once an officer clearly states a person is detained, departure becomes a separate criminal act. Voluntary statements made before arrest are fully admissible. Silence and a request for counsel are stronger protections than explanation. Third, a defective identity document presented at a federal checkpoint will trigger felony exposure even where the underlying conduct seems minor. Contacting a federal verification authority before arrest is a discipline that strengthens probable cause and reduces civil rights exposure. The dual sovereignty doctrine means state arrest is rarely the end of the legal exposure where a federal document or interest is implicated. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching.